Thank you. Anurag talked about already the relevance of business schools or reinventing the business schools. Actually, business schools by definition are the one which have to continuously reinvent. Because business education is only about reflection of what is happening in the world of industry, how manufacturing sector is changing, how services sector is changing. All that has to be incorporated into it. And that's why, as the technology advances, the service sector itself advances, also the manufacturing sector advances, and along with that, management education has to advance. There's actually a well choreographed dance. If you observe the management education and business education for past few decades, sometimes it's industry which leads, other times it's the education sector or management education which leads. And in this well choreographed dance of industry and academia, we are able to stay relevant, advance the society, advance the economy further. If you have seen in past 20 or 30 years, what has happened? The complete industrial and services landscape has gone through a transformation. Just to put it at a gross level, ask yourself a question. In 2007, about 15 years ago, how many companies which were digital in nature were in top 10 market capitalized in the world? The answer would be 0. And you ask the same question in 2019, prior to a slight crash on 22, how many companies are digital in nature or digital provider and in the top 10 of the by market capitalization in the world? 7 of them. That means 70% of the top 10 companies belong to the digital arena. Amazon, Apple, of course, leading the way, then Alibaba, etc. and so on. Of course, with a 2022 bit of a setback, Meta, etc. is beginning to fall out of that top 10, but they are all leading the businesses of the world. Management education has to reflect the new reality. If you take top 100, they're not 70%, but they're good 30%, which are what I call digital technology companies, driven and powered by the digital technology. If you look at the manufacturing sector, the fundamental change has happened in the way we work. And we remember, if you go a century back, we used to talk about manufacturing the custom products. And just about 100 years ago, Ford invented the assembly line or mass manufacturing, which brought the cost down. And we are all management educators, so we are familiar. Economy of scale can be realized when you have a standardized product, standardized assembly lines, material flowing through evenly through the assembly lines and so on. And that has been leading, and all of us have been getting used to those standard product where a product is manufactured and customer is fitted into it. Right? So you have a 32 size, 34 size, 36 size. You may be 31, but you have to fit into either 30 or 32. We always wanted a custom products, but the custom products were available, tended to be very expensive. So masses could afford mass manufactured product. And that became the core of the business. And you see post 50s, 60s, etc., all management education talks about how to optimize this assembly line, how to do them more scalability, etc., how to do better quality control, and how better quality control can come in these assembly lines, etc., and so on. What has digital technology done to it? It has modified the landscape with the arrival of early robots, but still in the same mass-produced assembly lines. Fixed robots doing the jobs of human, which was either very cumbersome or very tiring or very dangerous. The humans worked on one end of assembly line, fixed robots isolated in area working at other end of the assembly lines. You had that kind of environment. But today's manufacturing, if you look at BMW, top end Toyota assembly lines, Mercedes assembly lines, many of those assembly lines have humans and robots, and these are nimble, adaptive, sensor-oriented robots which actually are sensitized to the human presence, working in tandem with each other. In an assembly line, if a casing is manufactured, a gearbox is manufactured, casing is loaded of whichever size by the human being, robot senses what is the gear it should pick up and put it in casing. And if human is slow, robot is able to adapt and become slow. If human beings are fast, they are able to adjust to that speed. What it gives is the new assembly line which can produce customized products. Now I can have a customized product for us with the same ability of mass-produced scalability of the assembly line. Business education has to adopt and now optimize this new kind of assembly lines, which are hybrid assembly lines, not isolated robots and human beings, intermixed robots and human beings. Amazon warehouses are another example of it. Now for almost a decade, they have been using these robots, right? Humans and robots are fulfilling the orders for searching from the aisles. Initial robots were about heavy lifting, but today's robots actually can scan and find the item even in a heap of products. Not only organized products, because initially you did an organized product, coded them, etc. Robot moved according to that guidance of the code and picked up the item and put it in the box. Today, they can figure it out from a heap of product and identify the right product and fill it in. So management education has to reflect all that together. The second aspect of the business is the services. And they're also impacted in this new era by all that which is going on. The two level of adjustments which have happened, the first adjustments which begin to happen is what we call the visibility brought by the information technology. Visibility of the supply chains, visibility of the inventory available to the supplier and the retailer both. And Walmart took early advantage of it. Because of this visibility of supply chain, Walmart was able to scale and go out of the country, multiply across dozens of countries. Today, if you look at the inventory management of, not today, even for a past decade, you can look at inventory management of Walmart. Walmart actually doesn't keep inventory. It says the aisles are sold to the brands, and the brand manufacturer or supplier has to manage that aisle. That means visibility of that aisle, how many items are left, etc. are available or visible to the supplier. And if your inventory plummets, your job is to fill the spot. Now, one, inventory management cost of the, or inventory carrying cost of the the Walmart has gone down. Also, all the right products are available at right time in right aisles. And the products which are not moving is visible to Walmart managers, and they'll remove those products and use that space for more appropriate product. So that's the state, the first level of the visibility. Second challenge lies when we have moved from that Walmart type of retailer or a physical retailer to what we call the Amazon or a Flipkart and etc., the platform-based retailers. And platform retailers are only one aspect. Today, platforms are one of the fastest growing business sector in the global economy, even Indian economy. When this fastest growing sector, the platform is growing, the issue is that first we were talked about, and business schools themselves are examples of that who taught all the budding managers, that it gives you a global access. right? One of the key point of the internet was that you will be able to have the global access, market reach, etc., and so on. The fact of today is it true? The businesses or the world economy is teaching us how many Indian platform businesses have been able to globalize. Do you see any examples? We have many examples. Zomato, Oyo, Flipkart, of course, now sold to somebody, Walmart, but and on, tens of our own businesses. How many are truly global? How many of the American businesses are really global? Other than the Facebook and Twitter, which are not transactional business, they are only looking at the hits or a billboard that how much eyeball share I have, and based on that we can do advertising. Apart from those which are truly platform transactional businesses, how many of those have been able to? One can say, yes, Amazon has done it, but has truly Amazon been able to do because Amazon suddenly got the global reach? Is also something management education institutes have to learn and have been learning and have to adapt and modify their education so they prepare them well. Because the problem with the global reach, yes, internet does provide you a global reach. But the reason they have not been able to do, simply answer is in the Amazon. And name well known, brand, etc. problems not being there. When they came to India, the problem is the product has to be supplied from a local terrain. You cannot build a platform business. Either you build the supply side, that means large number of suppliers, or large volume of supplies, or a large volume of buyers. If one gets built, the other multiplies. More suppliers will bring more buyers, and more buyers will bring more suppliers. That's the typical phenomena of a platform business. When Amazon comes into India, the same problem it faces, a large number of suppliers to it in US market and European market. It had to re-inculcate and create those suppliers here. That means even when you want to globalize or internationalize your business from an emerging economy, you cannot just say, I'm sitting here and I'm getting occasional order from Nigeria and some other English-speaking countries, I am globalized. You have to make a concerted effort of that country's economy, increase the platforms or enhance the platforms one side in that particular country. So our curriculum now has to adapt that how platform businesses will not naturally globalize, how we need to take steps to globalize them. Oyo made an attempt. How many of you know that Oyo is a successful global player? Right? But it has gotten a grade rating everywhere. You go to Las Vegas, if you want to have that 1 quarter play, you go to Oyo Hotel. Nobody who is actually a serious Vegas player or Vegas visitor will go to Oyo Hotel. Those who have gone to Oyo other hotels don't have money to spend, want to spend some time and experience it, will visit all other hotels and then they'll spend, I have only $5 or $10 to play, so let me get the experience at a Oyo hotel or as a bottom end of the totem pole. That's the problem with because they did not understand the economy of the or hotel management or hotel industry's core DNA of the Vegas. They just bought a hotel, thought that just by buying it, we'll be able to run it. So localization on a platform business is as important as it used to be for other businesses as well. Right. The third part I would like to talk about is that these parts have to change in our curriculum. Whether it's a service sector, whether it's a manufacturing sector, our curriculum has to evolve, and much of it has many of the people have adopted and are continuously adopting it. But the third part is the delivery. That is the toughest thing which is happening, is that education, will the business schools of today will remain in this form? Is the next big question. University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign started in 2015 or 16 because their normal MBA program was not running very well. So they launched what we call the IMBA program, a global MBA program completely on internet. Charged the fee of only $20,000. Now it has increased to about $40,000 for the whole program. And they got about 800 students. They ran it very well, experimented with that. Then Phoenix has been another example. A Phoenix University whose billboard you see on the metro and BART and whatever trains was known as a distance education, or somebody who can't find the education can go there and acquire education. Today, they have become a great online education provider because what they are doing, they are creating courses delivered by retired M7 or top business school professors. And then, through their internet ability or a network ability or through their Phoenix University platform, they are offering those courses. So now you can truly go to a Phoenix University and you will be able to learn in that environment as well. So was the beginning. And one would say, well, these are odd fringe universities which are actually playing with it. The phenomena has grown bigger. I think 2019 or something, or 2020, 2021, post learning of the COVID, Wharton has started a global MBA program. And the cost is not cheap. They are charging $214,000 for the course. For the full-time program, it's about $250,000, so about $35,000 differential for online. And in that kind of a course, they are saying 25% on campus, 75% delivery online. And they are running it wonderfully well. It's our challenge now. As India has opened up its economy, even in the education sector, and which really means if you open the education sector, people will be coming to you from variety of places. All kind of universities will have a presence here, offering partly online, partly offline courses. Because one of the early barrier was that let foreign university come, but where will they get their professors from? They still have to pick amongst us, and how many of us will be willing to go, etc. was the question. Today, what they will do, they'll put some of them here, few of them transferred from their own countries, and rest courses will be from the same top professors in an online mode. So that's going to be a new challenge for the education deliverers or a business schools themselves. 2 universities have already set up and launching their operation from January as a full-time university in Ahmedabad. There are 3 or 4 which are already scouting and about to set up their campuses in the next 1 year. So there's a new challenge coming in, and they are all going to be top 100 colleges or top 100 universities in their places. Can we compete with them? We can take it as an opportunity. If we are opening up, we have to globalize our education. We have to go and compete in their territory. We have the age-old cost advantage with us. The 214,000 are equivalent courses, those M7 institutes, if they bring to India, they may reduce the cost, but the cost is still maybe closer to 150 or 1,000 and above. We can provide in the same online space, if you are able to and competent to develop and offer our courses at fraction of a cost of that. And thus, we need not focus only on the Indian students. We can also pick their high-paying students at our cheaper cost. So you can take advantage of cost. What software industry did, it's an opportunity for us to do it. It's a time, that's why for us to start looking at it. Europe is also aware of it. So 2018, they found a Future of Management Education Alliance. Many of you may be aware of that FOAM alliance which they formed. Right? Even I think Singapore and few Asia Pacific institutes are also member of the alliance. The idea was that we can't invest enough money in experimenting with this online education, which can be realistic and can be effectively delivered. So they said, we'll collaborate with each other. Whatever we learn in this alliance we'll share with each other, leverage on each other's capabilities, and we'll be able to compete with the rest of the world. Fortunately, in India, the edtech firms came in. So we don't have to invent everything at our own level. EdTech firm began to do the job. But my advice to EdTech firms is they became very complacent. They took the technology, built the platforms, but have not advanced because business is running. I don't need to advance to the next generation or next phase of it. What we have created is the first phase or first wave of the growth. So if EdTechs are not going to advance, we as institutions have to either form alliance, or if we have a financial muscle with us, then develop our own capabilities of what we call the next generation of online learning, or more realistic experience of online learning, rather than facing on the screen, talking to a bunch of people. How can we make it immersive or a bit more immersive in various phases and ultimately completely immersive in nature? Those are the challenges of the future challenges of the management education and management institutes. I think we can collaborate. We have shown our capabilities in the past. Not only adapting the curriculum has been a great strength of this country. So we'll be able to adapt that, I don't have a doubt. But I think individually not many institutes will have that financial muscle to compete. So maybe a collaboration on solutions, or EdTech firms coming together and collaborating and creating that environment which other business school can leverage on, is going to be the wave of the future or opportunity of the future. Thank you very much.